Welcome back to the channel. Happy I know Valentine's Day was yesterday, man. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed your Valentine's Day. You know, you enjoyed showing your appreciation to your woman, or your woman you're showing appreciation to your man. Hope you guys, enjoyed yourself, if you guys went out to eat or whatever, hope y'all enjoyed y'all Valentine's Day yesterday. That's what I first want to say, start off the video by saying. But this is what I want to talk about today, man. Life is what you make it. All right? Life is what you make it. You have to decide what you want out of this life. Right? You got to decide if you want a good life or if you want a bad life. Because nobody is coming to save you. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's going to wake you up to, do what you want to do, right? Nobody is coming to wake you up to, to go to work every day. Nobody's telling you you need to pay your rent. You know when you have to pay your rent. You know when you have to pay your bills. You know what you got to do to take your life to the next level. It's all about you. It's all on you. You got to want it for yourself. Nobody is coming to, rescue you. You a grown man. Nobody's coming to hold your hand. Even God can't save you, right? God can guide you into the right direction, but you have to take the action. You have to take the action. You gotta wanna, get your body in shape. You gotta wanna go to the gym. You gotta wanna take a walk. You gotta wanna read books. You gotta wanna journal. You gotta wanna do these things. It's all on you at the end of the day. It's not on nobody else but you, right? Do you want a good life or do you want a mediocre life? You have to decide that. You got to decide that quick. Especially if you're in your 20s, man. You gotta figure that, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna be 20 forever, right? And I know some people wake up late, you know what I'm saying? It's never too late. It's never too late. Especially as a man, it's never too late, bro. If you in your 30s, man, or your 40s, you still got some time to turn it around, right? Your early years wasn't as, isn't what you expected it to be. You kind of, fooled around in your early years, which happens for the most part, but that's because everybody doesn't have that guidance. Everybody doesn't have that father figure in the household to show them the right direction. Because if you know better, you'll do better, right? So I knew better, right? Even though I was making mistakes in my, teen years, I'm 22 years old now, but I knew better. I knew better. I knew what was right from wrong. I knew that, I shouldn't have been hanging out with the friends I was hanging out with before. I knew better. So I wanted to do better. I decided last year I really started taking my life serious last year, right? That's when I really started taking life serious. That's when I really woke up and the light bulb turned on for me. It's like, okay, like this is not a game, right? I was taking the jobs I had for granted, right? I was, you know, hanging out with the wrong group of people, uh, not focused on, taking women out on dates, which is nothing wrong with that. But I was making women a priority, and not pouring enough into myself. Stacking my money, stacking my bread so I can invest in the things I want to invest in. So I'm like, last year I was like, you know what? Okay, this is how things are gonna be. This is when I really took life serious, right? I was like, man, I gotta get my stuff together, right? I love my people. I love my parents, man. I'm glad I'm fortunate to stay with my parents to be able to kind of go through the things I went through, make the mistakes I made, right? So whenever I'm ready to go out in the real world, I'll take everything I've learned from home and take it out to the real world whenever I decide to, get my own spot and all that and, start my life, right? Because life hasn't started for me yet. You know what I'm saying? This is, when I move out on my own, that's when life really starts for me, right? But I'm glad I'm able to stay with my parents. I'm fortunate enough to stack my bread. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the things I have now. And whenever I just do decide to, you know, step out on my own, I'll be ready for it. So, I'm grateful for them for that. I'm always grateful for that. You got to be grateful for the things you have now. Then God will bless you then God will give you more blessings if you continue to put him first and continue to just be grateful, man. You got to have gratitude. And, you got to have gratitude if you want more blessings. So, but you have to want better for yourself. You have to want it. Nobody else can want it for you, bro. You gotta want to be disciplined. You gotta want to be consistent, right? Consistency kills, right? Consistency kills, man. Right? If you're not consistent, man, you can't accomplish your goals, man. You can't achieve nothing if you're not consistent. And I'm not saying you gotta give 100% every day. You have to prioritize rest. You have to know when to, kind of relax. You have to, learn how to relax. And, what I'm saying? It's not gonna be 100% every day. It may be 1%, maybe 10%. It's all about showing up for yourself. It's all about showing up for yourself. Every single day, you got to show up for yourself. You got to putting in some type of effort. Even in the gym, you're not always going to hit the weights hard, but, what I'm saying, just, take your time in the gym. Like, if it, what I'm saying, you ain't going to lift, much heavy that day, but you showed up for yourself. So you got to be proud of yourself for that, right? So this life is what you make it, man. I know I keep saying it, but I know it's cliche to say, but it's the truth. It's what you make it, bro. You gotta lock in. You know what I'm saying? If you lock in for 6 months straight, let's say 6 months to 12 months straight, your life will completely change. You can change your life in 6 to a year, 6 months to a year. Your life can completely change. If you stay consistent, you stay out the way, you go to work, you stack your money, you continue to, journal, you continue to read, getting your mind right, continue to get in the Bible, all of that, man. If you could do that consistently for 6 months to a year, man, see how your life changed, man. And I'm still locked in right now. I'm still locked in with, with work, with my content, what I'm saying, the gym, what I'm saying. I'm locked in on myself right now. What I'm saying. I'm not looking for no relationships. Yeah, I'm talking to women. I do have a few chicks I do talk to, but I'm not, looking to settle down right now. What I'm saying? Because I got big dreams. I plan on being a millionaire one day. I want to be a millionaire. That's my goal. That's the goal I have for myself. I want to be a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? Not because I want to just have money, just because I want to be a millionaire and inspire people. You know what I'm saying? I want to see other people. I want to inspire, you know, my family members. And, you know what I'm saying? I want to be a multimillionaire that inspires people. And I feel like that's what God called me to do. And I want to do that. So it's just like you gotta have dreams for you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta cut the people off that don't want to see you win, bro. Like if you got people in your so-called circle, they talking down on you, they not support, they not encouraging you. You gotta let them go, man. You gotta let them go. You gotta do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? It's only one you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta focus on you, and you know what God sent you here to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you only got one life to live. Because the older you get, you know what I'm saying, you continue to do bull crap around, the less and less your chances will be. So it's like, do it while you're young. People don't say that for no reason. Do the things while you're young. Because when you get older, life will get better for you. Life will life will be so much easier and life will be better for you. I promise you. So just lock in for 6 to 12 months, man. All right. Don't make no excuses. I have a job. People like, I'll work 12. You know what I'm saying? You still gotta get it. You still gotta find time. Just find time. Find time to do it. But you gotta want it. You gotta have that mindset like, man, I wanna do more than just working my 9 to 5. You gotta have that mindset. You gotta have that dog in you, like, hey, I'm trying to do something extra outside of this, man. Like, I can't just depend on my 9 to 5, because your 9 to 5 can only pay you so much, right? But you gotta, you know what I'm saying? If you work 2 jobs, or just go work 2 jobs if you got to, you know what I'm saying? But you have to make sure you making more than one income. You can't depend on one more than one. More, you can't just depend on one source of income. You got to have multiple sources of income if you want to get ahead in life. You got to. That's how you're going to get ahead financially. And if you're staying out the way, you're not going to the clubs, you're not keeping up with the Joneses, man. You just locked in, you focused on yourself. Bro, I promise you, man, you going to, man, that's where the real winners stay out the way. That's where the real winners win. You know what I'm saying? The winners that stay out the way, they got the money, they got the status. That's who are gonna get the women. That's who gonna get, you know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna, the blessings gonna flock your way. That's where the blessings gonna come. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real winners are. Ain't no winner, you know what I'm saying? People be posting on social media, posting about buying them bottles and buying them, you know, drinks at a section, man. You know what I'm saying? It ain't what it all is, bro. Social media, everything people post on social media ain't all sunshines and rainbows, man. It's not. It ain't what it is, bro. So I've been in that situation where I thought, just going to the clubs was cool, man. It ain't worth it, bro. I'm telling you, it is not worth it. It ain't worth it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you can't have fun every now and then. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways you can have fun. You go travel. You can, you know what I'm saying? You can go bowling. It's so many other things you can do. You go to a bar every now and then. That's cool too. But going to the clubs and that's not, bro, that's not worth it. I'm telling you. There's other ways you can have fun. Right? So again, man, life is what you make it. Whether it's good or bad, nobody's coming to save you, and you gotta want it for yourself. But that's all I got for this video, man. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll see you on the next